Hi everyone, my name is Brianna Nicole. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing below and clicking the like button if you did enjoy this video. If you have been here before, welcome back. I am so happy to have you. So today I wanted to talk about how I reached out to my mom today and asked her if she had any photos of me living with type 1 diabetes when I was a child, because I was diagnosed at 18 months old. She's like, no, I actually never thought of taking photos. Again, mind you, this was in the 90s and social media, I don't even think existed. So instead, she actually sent me a bunch of photos really representing, my childhood living with diabetes and how she incorporated diabetes in my everyday life. Yes, there were moments where I was upset. Of course, nobody's perfect and, it is a hard disease to manage. However, I never felt like, I was so different. So I am really thankful for that. So many people are asking, how did your parents know you were a type 1 diabetic at 18 months old? How were you diagnosed? So long story short, my mother and father said that I was very lethargic and I would just fall asleep. As you can see there, I was falling asleep in my high chair, which is quite abnormal if I'm doing that constantly. So my parents took me to the doctors and the doctor first said that I was teething. My mom did not take that for an answer, sent me to the emergency room, and that's when I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Growing up, I have a brother and sister. So what my parents did was incorporate my diabetic lifestyle onto their life. So you can see here's a picture of my sister eating an apple on Halloween. Here's me celebrating one of my birthdays. I have all these cupcakes, and little did everyone know that the icing is sugar-free, so I didn't feel any different because everyone around me is eating sugar-free icing cupcakes. My birthday is October 28th, so shout out to all the Scorpios. Here's a picture of me and my sister enjoying an ice cream cone. I had no idea until today that both of our ice cream was sugar-free. And then in this picture above, you can see us having a birthday celebration. Now, mind you, so many people are like, but you're diabetic, you can't eat that, or you can't eat this, you can't do that, you can't eat this. A lot of times as a diabetic, you hear you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. And that can really get to your head, at least for me, where it really got to my head. Mind you, I am not a medical professional. I am not here to give any medical advice. However, I am just speaking from my experience and my opinions. The only thing a diabetic cannot eat is poison. Like, we can have food, we can enjoy a sweet. I am allowed to have a small piece of cake. Of course, mind you, just checking my blood sugar, making sure it is appropriate to have that. Of course, if my blood sugar was like sky high, no, I would not have a piece of cake at that time. But if my blood sugar is managed, and therefore I could have a piece of cake. I think for a while as a diabetic, again, you just hear the words, you can't have this, you can't have that. You're gonna feel very restricted. And also too, it's going to be very hard to manage your diabetes in that way where you can't enjoy yourself. Making sure I am an active child is so important, especially with managing diabetes. So you can see here how I'm on a jungle set, and over here how I am attempting to fly a kite. Epic fail. As a type 1 diabetic, when I was a child, again, I would have 5 to 6 needles a day, one in the morning, one at nighttime, and then also I would need insulin anytime throughout the day when I ate. So as you can see here in this picture, it's a picture of me, my brother, and a family friend having a snack. My mom said it was peanut butter and jelly, and then a big thing as a child I drank a lot of was Crystal Light. For anybody who does not know what Crystal Light is, it just comes in a little form of a package. Of course, it's sugar-free and you add water, and then there you go. It kind of tastes like juice. So I would have that, and then since I had to have a certain amount of snacks every day, it really wasn't an abnormal thing because my mom normalized it by having all of us, okay, stop playing, it's time to have a snack. And then here's another picture of me and my sister and my cousins just having some chips. Again, just really normalizing everything. And in this picture, you see me painting a pumpkin. I did make a video on Halloween when I was a child. Shout out to all the parents taking care of a child with type 1 diabetes, and especially a huge shout out to the parents who had no idea what diabetes was until their child was diagnosed. Because I am so thankful for everything my parents did. They sacrificed so much to take care of me, and how they incorporated it in my brother and sister's life as well, where again, it wasn't this abnormal thing where I did not feel like I was in the way, and how this was almost, a normal way of living. I remember for birthday parties at school, my mom, beginning of the school year, would write a note to my teachers letting them know that, hey, you know, my daughter's a diabetic, and if there ever is a class party, just have something on the side for her. So every birthday, instead of me bringing cupcakes and donuts to school, I was so excited to be that one special kid who brought apples with cinnamon and Splenda, as I would come with a big bowl of it, and all the kids were so excited to have it because it was something different. Also, I thought it was a huge advantage for me with diabetes is that my mom was on every single class trip. So I always thought that I was special because my mom got to attend every class trip. This is a picture of me at my dance recital with my mom, and behind her, I'm sure many parents can relate, she has 2 big coolers, one full of insulin, extra needles, anything that I need medically, and then also a bunch of snacks just in case I need a snack or if my blood sugar goes low. Since I was a child living with type 1 diabetes, I definitely feel like it taught me a whole lot about responsibility and discipline. Because in a way, looking back, since I was diagnosed at 18 months old, I almost feel fortunate, as that might sound so crazy to some of the people watching this video, but the reason why I feel like I was fortunate because I didn't have to change my lifestyle. I really don't know any other life without diabetes. I would definitely say it taught me a lot about responsibility because I was responsible for myself. I was responsible for my actions. So for example, since I'm responsible for my actions, let's say hypothetically, so I got the insulin pump when I was in 4th grade. So I could talk a little bit about that for some examples of when, let's say, I ate something and I did not put a bolus for it. Then the consequence of that was my blood sugar's going high. Or another thing would be, let's say I forgot to bring a juice box and my blood sugar's going low. Okay, and then there's a consequence of that. So I had to learn responsibility at such a young age because let's say I'm going out with my friends, I would have to make sure I brought maybe some glucose tablets, a juice box, my tester. There was always so many things that I had to remember to bring with me. Also too, as a teenager growing up with diabetes, it taught me a lot about responsibility. I'll be completely honest, I was a type of teenager where I was very rebellious and I didn't have, you know, very good control over my diabetes because I just wanted to be like my friends. I wanted, you know, to live a life like them where I didn't want to worry about my insulin pump, my insulin, you know, bringing a tester with me, pricking myself in public, where then those consequences was a high A1C and then me not taking care of myself and then really feeling it, you know, all around my body, where when you don't take care of yourself, you're going to feel it. And then it taught me a lot about discipline because I'm able to say no to certain things. I'm able to say no, like let's say, you know, my friends have sodas and I have to get a diet soda, or let's say my numbers are really high and I really can't go out because I don't feel well, I'm going to have to say no. For any parents watching this video, please don't hesitate to comment below, as I would love to hear your thoughts and how you incorporate diabetes in your child's life. Also, if you are somebody who was diagnosed as a child, I'd love to hear your thoughts, how you managed it and how you handled it as a child.